What's special about this team?
I think we showed an incredible connection, an incredible commitment, and an incredible courage as well.
Declan, Premier League champion. How does that sound?
Unforgettable. I think this moment to the fans, the players, I think we deserve a lot.
The Premier League has a new king. After 22 years of waiting, heartbreak, and humiliation, Arsenal are finally champions of England again.
What a moment this is! Arsenal, the Premier League champions!
But this is not just another emotional football story about ending a drought. This is something much bigger. Because the moment Arsenal lifted that trophy, the rest of the Premier League should have panicked. Not celebrated, panicked. Because dynasties in football are never built overnight. They are built slowly, painfully, and deliberately. Until suddenly, one day, everything clicks into place. And right now, Arsenal look terrifyingly close to becoming the next dominant force in English football. What makes this even scarier is the timing. Pep Guardiola is gone. Manchester City no longer have the man who terrorized English football for nearly a decade.
He will leave at the end of the season after the final game on Sunday.
Pep Guardiola is going to leave Manchester City.
The one manager who kept Arsenal from fully taking over has disappeared at the exact moment this young Arsenal squad is entering its prime. Bukayo Saka is getting better every season. Declan Rice now controls games like a world-class leader. William Saliba already looks untouchable defensively. And Mikel Arteta, the man people once mocked relentlessly, has quietly built the most complete project in European football. And here's the terrifying truth no rival fan wants to admit. Arsenal are not built for one title. They are built to dominate for years.
And now we have an opportunity to write new history in our club. And I'm convinced that we're going to do it.
For years, every team in England lived under the same reality. No matter how good you were, no matter how many games you won, no matter how perfect your football looked, eventually, Manchester City would catch you. That was the psychological damage Pep Guardiola created in the Premier League. Teams didn't just fear losing to City, they feared the inevitability of them. Arsenal experienced that pain more than anyone. Twice, they built title-challenging teams. Twice, they looked ready to take over English football. And twice, Guardiola's machine hunted them down when the pressure became unbearable. Most young teams never recover from heartbreak like that. Most squads collapse mentally, lose confidence, and slowly fade away. But Arsenal did something far more dangerous instead. They learned. That is why this title changes everything. Because this Arsenal side is no longer talented and inexperienced. Now they know how to win. And once young elite players discover they are capable of becoming champions, they become completely different animals. Suddenly, the fear disappears. The hesitation vanishes. Those nervous moments late in the season become moments of control instead of panic. This is exactly how dynasties begin in football. One title creates belief. Belief creates consistency. Consistency creates dominance. And Arsenal now look like a team standing right at the beginning of that cycle. What makes this even scarier is how perfectly everything at Arsenal is aligned right now. Usually when teams win the Premier League, there are warning signs underneath the success. Aging squads, financial problems, players approaching decline, or internal instability. But Arsenal have none of those problems. Their best players are still years away from their peak. Bukayo Saka is only getting more intelligent and more complete every season. Odegaard already controls matches with the authority of a world-class veteran. William Saliba looks like the kind of defender you build entire dynasties around. And then there's Declan Rice, the signing that transformed Arsenal from an exciting young side into champions. Because Declan Rice changed Arsenal psychologically as much as tactically. Before Rice arrived, Arsenal could dominate games beautifully, but still looked vulnerable during chaotic moments. Big transitions hurt them. Pressure affected them. They sometimes lacked control when matches became emotional. Rice solved that problem almost immediately. Suddenly, Arsenal had a midfielder capable of controlling chaos itself. Someone who could destroy counterattacks, lead the press, dominate physically, and still progress the ball under pressure. Championship-winning teams always have players who stabilize everything around them, and Rice has become exactly that for Arsenal. But the real genius behind all of this is Mikel Arteta. And honestly, football owes Arteta an apology. Because people forget how much ridicule this man endured. Every setback became a meme. Every bad result became proof he wasn't good enough. Rival fans mocked his touchline behavior. Pundits questioned whether he was simply copying Guardiola. But while everyone laughed, Arteta was quietly rebuilding Arsenal from the ground up. He didn't just improve results, he rebuilt standards, discipline, recruitment, and mentality. Slowly, Arsenal stopped behaving like a broken giant trying to survive and started behaving like an elite institution again. And the most frightening thing about Arteta is that he's obsessed, truly obsessed. Every detail matters to him. Positioning, pressing angles, build-up structures, defensive spacing, training intensity. Guardiola did it, Ferguson did it, Klopp did it. And now Arteta is showing the exact same traits. Arsenal players speak about the culture at the club differently now. The standards are relentless. Complacency disappears quickly. Every player knows exactly what is expected from them. That level of clarity creates consistency, and consistency is what wins leagues repeatedly. Tactically, Arsenal are becoming almost impossible to handle because they can now beat teams in multiple ways. That's what separates great teams from dominant ones. Earlier in Arteta's project, Arsenal mostly relied on controlling possession and overwhelming teams technically. But champions evolve. Now Arsenal can destroy teams in transition, suffocate them with pressing, or simply grind ugly wins when necessary. They have learned how to suffer, and that ability to survive difficult moments is usually the final step before long-term domination begins. Defensively, they already look terrifying. Opponents struggle to create clear chances consistently because Arsenal's structure is so aggressive and organized. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes dominate physically while also remaining calm in possession. Even Arsenal's fullbacks now move with more tactical intelligence. Teams don't just lose to Arsenal anymore. They slowly get trapped by them over 90 minutes. That's exactly what elite teams do. And then there's the Emirates Stadium itself. For years, rival fans joked about the atmosphere, joked about nervous supporters, and joked about Arsenal lacking mentality. But now, the Emirates feels alive again. You can feel belief inside the stadium. Opponents feel it too. Football changes when fans genuinely believe they are watching the beginning of something historic. Suddenly, every home game becomes emotionally overwhelming for visiting teams. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and young players improve faster inside winning environments. The scariest part of all this is that Arsenal's recruitment model means they may keep improving even after this season. This isn't a club built around aging superstars demanding massive wages. Arsenal are targeting young, elite-level profiles before they fully explode globally. That gives them sustainability. It gives them energy. It keeps hunger alive inside the squad. While rivals rebuild constantly, Arsenal can simply evolve gradually year after year without losing their identity. And now, with Guardiola gone, the Premier League suddenly feels wide open. The giant that overshadowed English football for nearly a decade is no longer invincible. But while everyone else enters uncertainty, Arsenal already looks stable, complete, and emotionally prepared for dominance. That's what makes this so dangerous for the rest of the league. Arsenal aren't chasing greatness anymore. They've already found it. And the terrifying reality for everyone else is that this may only be the beginning.